ESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Look out, hockey world, because South Florida is really taking over as hockey town. Dynasty, anyone?
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. It is a Top 5 Tuesday, July 1st. Welcome to July. Welcome to July. Bobby Bonilla Day. It's your boy, a little talking baseball here, huh? A little hardball.
You must be lying. July-in.
Ah, yeah,
July-in.
okay. July-in. Any other July puns or things you want to bring up
No.
here on the... No? That's it?
Just saying you with a heavy soft J.
July-in. Ah, that C-Cat on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, to give it a little flair of a Spanish accent, to throw out some July puns. I think we could probably go the whole first segment, just all July puns. We got July 4th coming up. We got Mega Bash. Mega Bash right around the corner. Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. That's a Thursday, Friday event. Fireworks, baseball, a lot of fun for the kids. We might have some free tickets to Mega Bash to give out?
We have a family 4-pack of Thursday nights. Mega Bash tickets, Hammerheads, Cardinals, clashing, fireworks, tribute bands, and you're going for free because of us.
Hey, you know what? Stick around here on Theoretically Speaking, and you could be involved. You could be someone who wins that for the free ski off of our backs here. And I love me some Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. Are you allowed back to the Dean?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
They love me at the Dean.
Okay.
I was rooting on the Hammerheads in that game.
I don't know, because you kind of got it seemed like a little back and forth action with you and the St. Lucie Mets. Not manager, but a player who was
It's interesting because
in the dugout.
The quandary is the Hammerheads and the Cardinals are both called Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium home.
Right.
And they both play on Mega Bash on Thursday and Friday, and they flip who's home in both games. So do I heckle one guy one day and then I flip it on Friday and heckle the other team? How does that work?
I think so, because you do want to – that's the point of home field advantage, especially at that level in professional baseball, is you want to have some kind of that intimate crowd advantage on your side. And since they share the same home stadium, you're just rooting for the home team.
Exactly. It is as baseball as it gets, is heckling the opposing team, especially when your heckles are all safe for work.
Now, what if you just fall in love with the play of one guy on one of the teams? Like first game, you go into it, you're like, all right, I'm going to root for the Jupiter Hammerheads. They're the home team in this one. So you're rooting for them. There's a shortstop, makes a couple of great plays. You're like, man, this guy has a little flair to him. And then he's on the road team the next day. Are you going to switch sides, or are you going to stick with him?
I think I will have to switch sides and then address it at the front. Like, hey, Ramirez, I understand we were on the same side yesterday. You were great. 2 for 4, 3 RBIs, a home run. But today, you're on the other dugout. Today, you are public enemy number 1. I need to neutralize you today.
Wow.
I need to make sure that you go 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. So, Ramirez, you are on the chopping block, my friend.
I can't tell if that's extreme loyalty or the opposite. I can't really put my
It's
finger
loyalty
on it.
to Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium.
Got you.
Like this show is not brought to you by the Palm Beach Cardinals or brought to you by the Jupiter Hammerheads.
You're right.
It's by the stadium itself.
So you are pro stadium and not necessarily pro either one of the teams, unless they're the home team. Then you're pro them because they are aligned with the stadium. I get it. We get it now. Okay, so we all understand C-Cat's morals and ethics as a fan. I'm curious to get your you know what I just thought about? I don't think you were here when I brought up my new vision when it comes to dynasties and the way that I assess them. I believe you were out when I did this.
I was out sick.
Okay, so I'm glad to be able to present this to you today because we have a couple, I would say, budding dynasties in 2 of the major sports leagues here in America going on. the Chiefs are already a dynasty in the NFL. We'll see how long that continues to extend out, but they've already hit the threshold. But in the National Hockey League, you have the Florida Panthers, our hometown Cats, who have just won back-to-back titles. We're in the Stanley Cup final 3 years ago, so that's 3 straight trips to the championship round, and they are officially on what I like to call Dynasty Alert. They're not a dynasty, but we have ourselves a Dynasty Alert. A Dynasty Alert is when one more in the next couple of years, one more to check the box, you are officially a cemented dynasty. Dynasty Alert is similar to a tornado alert that you may get if you are at home and you are in the midst of a storm watching the news. What's the difference between a tornado alert and a tornado watch? See, when you hear tornado alert, that means that a tornado actually has hit and that you need to go and take cover. All right? Might not hit you, but it is actually happening. A tornado watch is the conditions are currently perfect for a tornado to form. That is when it is a tornado watch. Therefore, that is when a team is on dynasty watch. And when I look at the Oklahoma City Thunder after they won a championship this year, I can officially say for the first time in some odd years, I would say since the Warriors in 2018, we have a team that is officially on dynasty watch.
Wow.
Here. I'm doing a Thunder crack because they're the Thunder. We're going to have to find an actual sounder for Dynasty Watch. But Dynasty Watch to me is you won a championship. And as things are currently constructed, your roster outlook, your youth, the rest of the NBA, maybe it's your division or conference, depending on what league you're playing in, the conditions are there. They are perfectly constructed for a dynasty to occur. When I watched their dominance through the regular season last year of the Oklahoma City Thunder, 68 wins, the largest point differential in the history of the NBA, I did not like the way that they limped through the playoffs, especially the NBA Finals, where I think that they were severely more talented than the Indiana Pacers. And even when Tyrese Halliburton got injured in Game 7, they still didn't put their foot on the neck. It still took them to barely inch and claw their way through until they finally pulled away late in that game. I did not like that. That was not reaffirming. But the news that just dropped on us today and what we expect to happen for the rest of the summer absolutely was. The Oklahoma City Thunder and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander agree on a 4-year Supermax extension estimated for $285 million over the next 4 years. SGA is locked in. He is signed with OKC through about 2031. I believe. And that news, mixed with the fact that they have an opportunity to now bring back a couple of other pieces, key pieces on that roster, mixed with the future draft capital they have, and that looming threat, the word no general manager in the NBA wants to hear, second apron. That news lets me know that this is officially Dynasty Watch time. It ain't hit yet. They haven't gotten that second box checked, another championship within the next couple of years that will really put people on alert. It takes 3. It's going to take 3. Back-to-back ain't enough, but the Thunder are right there on Dynasty Watch, and the rest of the league now has to step up to try and impede that. In the NHL with the Florida Panthers, we got a team that's on Dynasty Alert. They're at that next stage. They've won back-to-back titles, and I say one title in the next 3 years for the Florida Panthers would cement a dynasty. So they don't have to win it next year. They don't have to win it the year after that. But all they have to do is score one more Stanley Cup championship in the next 3 years. I'm making it sound easier than it is. I understand that. And they will be cemented as a dynasty. But then, C-Cat, that's where it gets fun because did you see all the news today out of the Florida Panthers camp?
Oh, man. You thought everyone was going to get paid, maybe go somewhere else, cash out on the Stanley Cup win, but no.
No, sir.
No.
The Panthers, they're bringing the band back together. They're rolling it back. They're skating back onto the ice, full strength. All 12 forwards that the Panthers used in the Stanley Cup final are going to be back on the roster next year. Everybody thought Brad Marchand, when the Panthers picked him up at the trade deadline from the Boston Bruins, they thought it was a fad. They thought it was going to be just a cool thing. Oh, he'll be able to get his first ever Stanley Cup championship. Oh, he'll be able to be a leader, a veteran. He's 36, 37 years old. He ain't got that much left in the tank. Today we learned Brad Marchand, what was it? 6-year deal, $32 million? 6 years? He's 37 years old, C-Cat. He signed with the Panthers till he about 56.
Yeah, he did win the Stanley Cup with the Bruins beforehand. But now
Marchand did.
Yes. He won one, earlier in his career.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought he was Stanley Cupless. But maybe you're right, yeah.
This wasn't an Alex Ovechkin situation where he would have, in this hypothetical alternate universe, left Washington to go to Tampa Bay to finally win. No. Marchand just wanted, he had one already, and he liked the way it tasted, and he didn't see that was going to happen in Boston
anymore. It had been a while,
anymore.
though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It had been a while. He lost his first love when he was 21 years old, and that love being a Stanley Cup. And now he's trying to get remarried at 40.
And now he is not just trying to get remarried at 40. He's doing it now with a team, a cast, a crew that people thought would not be able to stick together, right? What Barry Zito, general manager of the Florida Panthers, has been able to do this offseason, and they had their press conference today in Sunrise, is absolutely astounding. Sam Bennett, he's back on an 8-year deal worth $64 million. Ekblad is back, 8-year deal, $48.6 million. You have most of your core players. And I'm reading 10 players signed through 2030, and the bulk of all of those guys are key points to what this Panthers attack and their defense is. The Panthers have not just won back-to-back titles, they've won the offseason, and they are also poised to cement a dynasty in the NHL. That's perfect news for us here in South Florida. That is harrowing news if you're an NHL fan anywhere else right now.
Oh, absolutely. It's not even like it's a title town like Boston or Pittsburgh or something where the NHL can say, okay, there's a legacy here. There's a power here. It's not in Canada. No, it's this burgeoning hockey market that might hog all the hardware for a foreseeable future.
And I'm cool with that. Let's ride.
And I think we watched it during the Stanley Cup Finals and during this playoff run where all the hockey analysts that you've come to know about in the past couple of years by now paying attention to Panthers hockey are like, well, it's kind of uncomfortable, but Florida is just so much better than the Oilers. It's kind of a moot point to argue anything else other than a Panthers win eventually.
That was a 6-game series that the Florida Panthers won. And but who was it on ESPN that said it felt almost like a sweep? Like the dominance that the Panthers showed in the games they won and the slither, like the way in which the Oilers eked their way to victory a couple of times, it still felt like a dominant Stanley Cup final from the Panthers. And to do that to that team with the best player in the world, quote unquote, back-to-back years, you've got to feel uber confident. Especially now that you have everybody back and you're keeping your head coach, Paul Maurice, who is regarded right now as the best in hockey. Like the Panthers feel inevitable. But by that same token, do the Oklahoma City Thunder not feel similarly inevitable? Here was Brian Windhorst on First Take when we learned about SGA's contract, the Supermax, 4 years. Brian Windhorst talking specifically to now what the Thunder can do going forward with the rest of their key pieces.
And I think the big thing is they now have Jalen Williams and they now have Chet Holmgren that they can also do contracts with in the coming days. During the season, they extended Alex Caruso, who's a vitally important role player for them. Because they positioned themselves and built this team organically, they're able to do this. They are going to face second apron realities and difficulties a couple of years from now, but the Thunder aren't going anywhere.
That's the thing, though. One of the key points people made about this past NBA Finals, first time since the invention of the luxury tax, that neither one of the two teams in the finals were paying the tax. The Thunder and the Pacers were both not past that semi-hard cap, whatever you want to call it, where you're going to have to pay exponentially more money than you're actually giving out to your roster based on the fact that you have exceeded what the cap numbers are. They have not even dipped into the luxury cap yet. So before they become like a repeater and a repeater, like they might already have a couple rings already or a couple trophies already in their trophy case. That's the beauty of what the Thunder have been able to build and what Sam Presti, this mastermind of a GM, has been able to build. And then what Zito has going for him in Sunrise is, I mean, everybody's hating on it, but I mean, it helps. It helps. The no state taxes is going to help.
Yeah, sure is. It feels like the only thing that could get in the way of a third championship in this window for the Florida Panthers, maybe they get back there, maybe injuries hurt, whatever. But like you said, qualifying for a dynasty, a third Stanley Cup final win is themselves.
Yeah.
Because they've already re-signed. Oftentimes you see teams get picked apart after they win a championship because these guys want to get paid. and they're going to get paid from somebody else. There's only a certain amount of money one team can spend, but they're all back. So if they, I don't know, are less hungry because they won back-to-back Stanley Cup finals, maybe you don't train as hard, maybe you don't care as much, and the chaser overtakes the chased. That's the only thing I can think getting in the way of the Panthers from winning a third Stanley Cup final.
And therein lies the exact reason why I feel like the Panthers have a better shot of cementing themselves as a dynastic team in their league than the Thunder do in the NBA. These players have already shown themselves to be selfless. Make no mistake, the reason why everybody believed the Panthers would not be able to and Barry Zito could not work this magic to bring everybody back, it wasn't because of some kind of like, oh, they're selfish, they want to go off, they want to live somewhere else. No, it didn't feel feasible within the salary cap. But all of the players that you heard us talk about re-sign with the Panthers, they took pay cuts to stay. They took pay cuts. They could have earned much more money elsewhere, and they decided, no, I want to stick with my brothers here in Sunrise. And I'm most surprised to see Brad Marchand do so because, he is the one that is looking at likely his last major payday in the NHL. He is the one who had his whole career dedicated to the city of Boston, where I'm sure his heart still kind of resides, though he is obviously, fit in perfectly with this team. In fact, it seems like he's got the Florida Panthers a partner for a lifetime in Dairy Queen. Like they're like one and the same nowadays.
Seriously.
It just is incredible to me that you see all of that happening with them, and that's why I don't for a second think that a lack of will would get in the Panthers' way of them winning a title. I think the only thing that would be able to hurt them at this point is just extremely bad injury luck. Extremely bad. They've shown us time after time they can get to that stage. They've shown us back-to-back years they can be dominant at that stage against the supposed better team, or at least the team with the better players. Now the question is, can you remain healthy throughout 82-game season and a postseason to make sure that you actually are crowned champions? And you got 3 years to do so. You won back-to-back. All you need is, in the next 3 years, win one cup title. Whereas with the Oklahoma City Thunder, the barricades seem a little bit more steep.
Well, they didn't celebrate that much when they won this championship.
Yeah.
And, it was still a Game 7. Like, if you were I don't know. I had to. There was a moment of time for me to think, how many games were in this NBA Finals? It was only a week and a half ago, but it felt like the Thunder always kind of had it, didn't they? Was it a gentleman's sweep, or was it in 6 games, or did they sweep them all together? No, it went to 7 games. But there was not relief, joy, explosion of emotion from the Oklahoma City Thunder bench and the guys that were on the court when clock finally hit triple zeros when they won the NBA Finals. So does that make me think, maybe the emotion isn't there? Maybe it's a good thing where it's just business and they come back in 2025, 2026, and they'll do the same thing again because their highs aren't too high and their lows aren't too low? Or is it them not truly appreciating it? I didn't even know what to go there.
Well, you know what it is, though, too? And this has been kind of proven out in science. Like, many people associate dopamine with the rewards of life, like with the joys of having something, whereas dopamine is actually released and you feel the most of that hormone that floods your brain with good feelings when you are chasing and desiring something, and it's more about the journey to it and less about actually having it.
Having things in doubt?
Yes, it dissipates once you get it. Look at Kevin Durant. After he gets his couple of titles with the Warriors, soon thereafter he realizes that wanting and striving and chasing was a better feeling, was a more rewarding feeling, was a more dopamine-inducing lifestyle to have.
There's a payoff.
Than actually having the championships. He seems just as malcontent, maybe even more, since he was named an NBA champion in back-to-back years with the Warriors. Part of that has to do with the way in which he got them, sure, but part of that also is kind of shown out in what you see from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Wanting is always a stronger feeling than having. Wanting is always going to be a more passionate and burning thing than having, and the Thunder do have a championship. Now the question is, how much do they want to have a dynastic run in the NBA? The Panthers have multiple championships for many of them. How much are they hamstrung on making sure that they can actually, We talked about it before we started the show here. They've got a chance to, like, really ruin a lot of people's favorite sport.
Yeah.
Florida Panthers give a chance to, like, really absolutely just be a sledgehammer to the hopes and dreams of many of NHL fans. And many of the Florida Panther fans that are on board right now are newly minted hockey fans. They're going to be spoiled.
Yeah, Johnny come lately is like, oh, wait, this team's actually historically good. All right, I think I'm going to go to the game tonight.
I like it, yeah. I think I'll pull up. I think I'll try to. By the way, the season tickets and all that stuff is getting bought up at a rate where it's going to be harder to do so, but I'm sure the money in South Florida is going to be a lot of people that's going to be able to buy their way in. I want to leave it at this, though. I want to pitch the question to our good people here. Who do you have more faith in to actually cement a dynasty in their leagues between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Florida Panthers? I know the Panthers have two, but the Stanley Cup is supposedly supposed to be the hardest trophy to earn in sports. That's what Jonathan Zaslow tells us. So I got to believe him, even though I don't. For the Oklahoma City Thunder, they have a title, and they have their team going forward pretty much locked in. They're expected to get Chet back. They're expected to get Jalen Williams back. They are the best team in the West. They had the most dominant regular season in the history of the NBA, and they're only ascending. Like, is there a pathway for them to do something that we haven't seen in quite a long time in the NBA? Who is closer to a dynastic run between the Thunder and the Florida Panthers? Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. On the day that SGA signs his Supermax and the Florida Panthers announced they brought everybody back. Everybody going to be back. Everybody you saw is going to be back in uniform, ready to rock. Who's closer to a dynasty? Who is more likely to achieve it? 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle, orthopedic surgeons, and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. 888-760-3776. And as we look at the YouTube chat here, we get a good people from Vontae. He says he loves your hat. We got the cat in the Masters hat today.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to let people know.
Like that you went?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to remind them.
Let them know. We also have from Zelu, he says Panthers easily are going to be the team that are closer to getting a dynasty. Jalen says, yeah, that's another thing to keep in mind. They're trying to make their fourth consecutive trip to the Stanley Cup Finals. They have already played more games in the span of 3 seasons than any team in the history of the NHL. They broke that record.
They also, didn't they win the President's Trophy the year before they went to the Stanley Cup Finals and lost?
No, I believe they won the President's Trophy the year they lost the Stanley Cup Final.
Hey, we're new hockey fans. Cut us a break, right?
It's all the same. I just said Marchand didn't have a title. I'm sure he would have slapped me for saying that. Won it in 2010 with the Bruins. I looked it up. So, again.
See, I think something to consider in this as well is that in more recent history, you look past in the decade, and we've had more repeat champions in the NHL. Sure, they both came from the state of Florida. Than we have in the NBA. What is it, 7 years, 7 different champions?
Right, 7 straight years of unique champions in the NBA.
Whereas the Lightning went back-to-back, and now the Panthers have gone to back-to-back.
Yeah.
So I'm more prone to believing that this same hockey team who just went back-to-back, what's one more?
The last NHL team to win 3 consecutive Stanley Cups, the New York Islanders, from 80 to 83, they actually had a 4-peat. That will be incredible to see. But you talk about, like, there was all these, like, tongue-in-cheek jokes about how many championships with the Stanley Cup or with the Florida Panthers have to win for South Florida to start caring in a major way, for it to equal what a Dolphins championship or a Heat championship would be. I think there's no way to parallel how many Stanley Cup titles would actually equal a Super Bowl championship or an NBA Finals championship. At that point, you're just being disingenuous about what the number would be or how much people would care. But what I can say is the Panthers reaching either a 3-peat or a 4-peat, it would resonate as probably, like, again, we would look back on it as maybe even a greater feat than what the Dolphins did in 72.
Yeah, I would say so. It's a 4-year journey versus one great year.
It's like, especially at the stage that the NHL is in right now and how competitive it is. So, like, I'm from Houston, Texas, right? And we've discussed here on this show before that people who grew up in my generation always remember and always pay respects to the Houston Comets, who four-peated in the WNBA. But if we were to be honest with ourselves, at the very least, that was back when the WNBA was a lot less competitive. It was a lot less platform than it even is today. And even today, if there was a team that four-peated, like, how much weight would that hold even to like a Stanley Cup champion that went 4 straight in a row? You know what I'm saying?
I think that, yes, the weight of a dynastic run in hockey in South Florida can't be compared to football. I think nothing can be compared to football.
There's no reason to do that.
I think you can do it in baseball and basketball. I think so. In terms of local impact, I think so.
So you're saying, because right now what the Panthers have done so far is equal to what the Big Three Heat have done.
Yeah.
Or did.
By definition, or we're in progress of,
it's
right? They have to lose next year in the finals, and it's the mirror image.
Which would be absolutely insane to think of. But yes, like what the Panthers have done so far is what the Heat did.
Nationally,
now, which one mattered more, though? I think the Big Three Heat still.
It's kind of similar. It's signing these guys from outside, a couple of guys inside, i.e. like Kachuk and D. Wade, recruiting in bigger names. Marchand being this year's big name to come on in.
Yeah.
Bobrovsky wasn't a homegrown talent.
Right. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying it parallels in the way they even built the team. I'm just saying in impact.
Yeah, it's tough.
It would take more. It's definitely not one-to-one.
It's very difficult because Miami as a city's identity when it comes to sports is more flash, and simply put, hockey is not flashy.
Yeah.
It's gritty. It's hard-working. It's bloody. It is getting drunk as hell at elbow room after winning the Stanley Cup, not being behind the red velvet ropes. Where basketball is a little bit different. It's a little bit more high class in a way, whereas hockey is a little more for the people.
The Heat ain't even let Drake in the locker room.
Right.
The Heat wouldn't even let, and maybe they knew something that we've now learned over this past year with Kendrick Lamar. Thanks, Kendrick, for giving us the heads up. Maybe the Heat knew that back then. The Heat wouldn't even let Drake in to celebrate with him, whereas you literally got the Stanley Cup champions. What was that, Barkov that was going to people's houses?
Right, yes.
And drinking coffee out of Lord Stanley Cup with them?
So Miami as a city just isn't fit like that anymore. It is kind of about flashy and glitz and glam and showing how much money you got.
I do want to correct one thing before we go to the other side. We got to talk about this Giannis Milwaukee Bucks thing. I think that there was one word to define the moves they made today, and that would be desperate. It would be absolutely desperate, so we're going to get to that on the other side. I want to address one thing in the YouTube chat, and then we'll get to the other side here. I was told in the YouTube chat here by Jalen, 72 and 10 Bulls would like to have a word, because I keep on describing the Oklahoma City Thunder's regular season as the most dominant in the history of the league. By point differential, the Thunder took the cake. They only won 68 games, but by point differential, the Thunder had the most dominant winning margin in the history of the NBA.
Context key, though. The regular season mattered more then than it does now.
Yes, you're right.
So I think you just kind of went up against more teams that were sitting players.
It's statistical context. Trust me, I'm not saying the Thunder were more dominant than the 72 Bulls. I understand that the Bulls were better. And also the Bulls showed us in the playoffs much more than what the Thunder did. They disappointed me, despite winning a championship.
So I guess if you are the Oklahoma City Thunder, do you think this is just media narrative and nothing more than the Thunder underwhelmed in the playoffs? Or they look at us and be like, we won the finals. So
they don't care.
They don't. So you can.
I don't think they would care if they lost the finals. They don't seem to care about anything. Them dudes seem impervious to any kind of emotion, which I'm not sure if it's a good thing or not.
Yeah, it's like the final boss of blocking out the haters. It's like we legitimately there's a generation of millennial and early Gen Z who do nothing but scroll the comments and listen to what people have to say about them and care wholeheartedly what everyone in the world has to say about them. But have we progressed? And the pendulum has swung so much to where you will do whatever you want and do not care about the backlash, and you just live with that.
It's whack to me. Because I'm okay with you being impervious to haters, naysayers, doubters, tweets, all of that stuff, right? Like, I think it's kind of it's below Kevin Durant, the kind of stuff that he allows to get to him that he responds to publicly. I do think, though, winning an NBA championship, being a great basketball team, putting on a show, performance, embracing your fans, that kind of stuff you should care about. But again, who am I? I'm not an NBA champion. They are. And they're close to a dynasty. We continue that conversation. Plus, the Milwaukee Bucks desperation move. When's the last time a desperate sports organization actually turned out to be successful? Because that's what they're trying to do by getting Miles Turner in free agency and also stretching and waiving Damian Lillard, where his numbers, his $20 million over the next 5 years, each year is going to really strap them. We'll talk about desperate moves in the history of sports and when's the last time it's actually paid off. As we stick around here on the Top 5 Tuesday, that's CCAT. I am Theo Dorsey, and we're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
This summer, the world's game comes to Miami. Hard Rock Stadium will host epic round of 16 matchups on Sunday, June 29th and Tuesday, July 1st. Teams will be revealed soon, but one thing's clear, you won't want to miss this. Be there when it happens. Grab your tickets now at FIFA.com/tickets. Hard Rock Stadium. The world is watching.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
All right, y'all. C-Cat has a new saying he would like to debut. C-Cat, Christian Cat, formerly Catman in the Morning, now C-Cat here on Theoretically Speaking. He has a fresh, hot saying he'd like to debut. Before you do that, can I at least give people a little shout at where they can go to maybe use this saying next?
This will allow everyone to grab a pen, grab a paper,
get a pen and paper,
and get ready for it. Be my guest, Theo.
He's about to drop some heat on y'all. So once you hear this saying, use it maybe at your nearest Duffy Sports Grill. Where friendships are made over appetizers, over starters, as we call them at Duffy Sports Grill. As you know, it was once again voted the best sports grill with their award-winning Thursdays at Duffy's are Rib Fix Day, so after 5 p.m., you can enjoy a half rack of mouth-watering ribs for just $12.99. Get a side with that for my dine-in folks. And, of course, I'd love for you to track those rewards points, become an MVP like me. Go to duffysmvp.com and sign up for free. Your favorite sporting events always on. Over 80 televisions in every location. You will not miss a minute of the game or the biggest bouts. Duffy's has all of it. duffysmvp.com. At Duffy's, our game is always on. All right, C-Cat.
Yes.
Time now for your quote. This is a life saying you want to drop on the good people of Theoretically Speaking, and I'll leave it at that. I'll open the floor for you.
Just because it was not as it was does not mean it can't be how it will be.
What?
Okay, you might have to run that one back. That was a little convoluted. Most of the times when people are trying to take in sayings and then deliver them, it takes 2 times consuming it, and then that way they can regurgitate. So one more time, C-Cat's words of wisdom for the day.
Just because it was not how it was does not mean it cannot be how it will be.
Okay, so just because it was not how it was, or just because it is not how it was?
It is not. I misquoted myself.
It's all good. So just because it is not how it was does not mean
it can't
be
how it will be.
How it will be.
And that goes for everything in life, whether it be your style of NBA basketball,
just because
your daily routine, just because it's different from what you recognize does not mean it can't be your future.
All right, so why didn't you say it that way? Seems way easier to consume that way.
No.
Like the words you chose seems more like it's just like now I'm in a pretzel.
Knit it on a pillow.
Okay, just because it is not what it was doesn't mean it can't be how it will be.
Exactly.
I just think when it comes to quotes, sometimes efficiency matters. You came up with this one on your own, right?
Yeah, I've been thinking it over on the walk to and from the printer.
See, I like the saying. I think that it's a little word soupy.
You like the message.
I like the message. I think that it can be delivered stronger.
Because that's kind of how I feel about the attitude of the current day NBA.
Oh, there we go. Here it goes. Application of the message. Okay, give it to us.
Because this whole resistance to what we saw this season in terms of unfamiliar on this stage names and brands and whatnot, just because you don't see LeBron and Steph Curry in the NBA Finals does not mean that it can't be the future of the NBA. People are going to get old.
We might see LeBron and Steph Curry play in the finals in the future, or are you saying there's going to be a new LeBron and Steph Curry?
There's going to be a new LeBron and Steph Curry. And they won't be this generation's LeBron and Steph Curry until they are on that stage again and again and again. Because how did it become our generation's LeBron and Steph Curry? Because they mounted back-to-back-to-back seasons where they were in the limelight.
So the changing of the guard of the NBA, I think here's why I think it's harder to consume for people right now. And you make a good point, C-Cat. Before, the changing of the guard in the NBA went through familiar faces. Jordan had to battle through the bad boy Pistons to get into the finals, to then beat the Showtime Lakers, to then beat other teams. And by then, he is Michael Jordan. Now he's Michael Jordan, and we watched him grow through the teams that were familiar. The Rockets had their 2 titles that nobody cares about in the middle of the 90s because guess what? They didn't beat Jordan. They did not beat Jordan. Jordan gets 3 more. The 90s wraps up with the Tim Duncan, David Robinson, San Antonio Spurs championship in the lockout year. And then, boom, Kobe Shaq, 3 straight years. 3 straight years of L.A. Lakers, Kobe Shaq, it matters. Then you have a little bit of Pistons, a little Spurs back and forth. I think the difference has always been you generally have a passing of the torch, whereas this NBA Finals gave us the Thunder and the Pacers, two unfamiliar faces, 2 non-mainstays with 2 organizations that people also don't care about.
Yes, but the reason why they weren't able to have the torch directly passed to them by a couple of those big names was because those teams that held the torch as being the face of the NBA, the reason you care about the NBA for many, weren't good enough. Like, it's not the fault of the Panthers or the Panthers, the Pacers or the Thunder. It's of the faults of the teams surrounding LeBron James and Steph Curry, the injury luck with that.
And they're also old. And the back-to-back-to-back-to-back unique champions also kind of – you know where it started? It started because when KD went to the Warriors and they won those back-to-back titles over the Cavaliers, and then that same Warriors team comes back and plays against the Raptors – that Raptors team was a flash-in-the-pan team because Masai Ujiri made a very unprecedented, unorthodox move of going out and getting Kawhi Leonard, who only had 1 year left. And there was always a great chance Kawhi was not returning to Toronto. So there was always a great chance that best-case scenario, you win 1 title and you hit the reset button. And inevitably, that's what happened. They beat the Warriors. A lot of it was injury-induced. Kawhi Leonard leaves, and the Raptors go back into the abyss. Whereas after that, it was singular champion after singular champion after singular champion. You got the Lakers bubble title. You get the Milwaukee Bucks championship. You get the Warriors championship. But let's go back to the Bucks, though.
Yes.
Because if you think about it like that, at least LeBron James, when he won it in the bubble against the Heat, LeBron was able to do so as LeBron. So it mattered. It mattered. It was like LeBron James. Here, this was not about Heat Lakers. This was about LeBron James versus the Heat.
And now he won a title at every team he played on.
Yes. He helped cement his legacy with that championship. The next year, it's the Warriors bouncing back and saying, okay, this dynasty is reopening as they get a win over the Boston Celtics. And then again, it's Steph Curry. It's a familiar face. Your point is actually pretty correct here.
Yes. All right.
You're pretty on to something because when did we stop caring about the finals? The past couple of years, which was Jason Tatum versus Luka Doncic, and then now Tyrese Halliburton versus Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And yes, and your point is actually pretty right because I think we'd have a different conversation if the Thunder's path to the NBA Finals mirrored the Minnesota Timberwolves' path.
Right.
Legend killers. Established characters in the league that they are taking down.
They did get the Nuggets. That helped.
Right. But I think that you would trade the Nuggets.
Yeah. For the Lakers.
For the Lakers, for the Warriors. Yeah. Just by optics, right? By it's almost WWE rules where you got to make this guy the greatest of all time. So he's got to beat freaking Undertaker, even though Undertaker is 67 years old and sucks. But in order to make him the greatest of all time, you got to beat the former greatest of all time. Doesn't matter if they're not in their prime.
It does. It feels almost boxing-esque or wrestling-esque if you are crowned a champion in the league, but you don't go through a team that we feel like was like the championship-worthy team or the belt holder.
Which everyone can admit that this year's version of those teams were not better than the teams that the Thunder did go through.
No, they weren't.
But we still would have given more credit to the Thunder if they beat the lesser teams just because of their prior accomplishments. It's so convoluted.
It's so
it's
stupid.
So annoying.
Hey, but you know what? It goes back to your saying. Do you even remember what your saying is? Give the saying one more time. This is how this all started.
Just because that's not how I forgot it. I forgot my saying. I'm going to go listen back to the tape. Just because it isn't as it was does not mean it can't be how it will be.
This thing changes every time you say it. If you're going to deliver a new saying here.
It starts with just because.
Okay, just because. Always starts with just because.
Just because it isn't as it was does not mean it can't be what it will be.
I think that's it. We'll stick with that saying. We'll probably ask Tina to maybe refine it a little bit. Give it the latest
T-shirt.
Yeah, get a T-shirt. That's going to be a
front and back.
That's going to be really hard to read T-shirts. But I do appreciate it, and it leans into one guy here who was a part of this unique run of titles in Giannis Antetokounmpo, who seems to be unhappy. We don't have time anymore to get to that right now because we need to go to break because we have a get-around that'll be jam-packed with topics like this, and we got distracted by your new saying. But we will get to that following that. In the happy hour with Tina, we will get to the Milwaukee Bucks situation. If you have not heard, today we learned the Bucks stretch and waive Damian Lillard. He will be on the books over the next 5 years at about $20 million per year, but he is now a free agent, and he is welcome to sign anywhere he would like. Miami Heat, make a call. But then also the Bucks did so in order to go sign Miles Turner to a 4-year, $107 million deal. The worst part of all of this, we learned from Chris Haynes of NBA TV that not only is Giannis Antetokounmpo displeased with this move from the Bucks, but also, Damian Lillard had recently got a visit with the Bucks management, with the front office from the Bucks. They came out to Portland to check him out, and apparently he had caught no wind of this. Chris Haynes is reporting that Damian Lillard learned of himself getting waived the same way we did. With a breaking news alert. So we're going to have to get to all of this. That's why I need to save a segment for it, but then you dropped a big saying on us, and I didn't want to dilute what you had going.
Expert level producing.
Yeah. This is what you do.
Let's have a spur-of-the-moment thought while I'm eating an onion ring, walking to the printer, dominate a segment of the show, and ruin the plan.
I appreciate that. Sometimes when you ruin plans, other things are grown and birthed from it, and now we have a new saying here on Theoretically Speaking. So to get around on the other side, and maybe CCAT will refine. Just a more efficient way of delivering that saying so you can at least get it right. That's all I ask.
I'm going to go listen back to how you summarized it and then how I came over the top and re-summarized your summarization.
Yes.
And then I'll come back.
Just don't use ChatGPT. Don't use AI.
The final copy.
We're at a war against AI on Theoretically Speaking right now, a war that we would inevitably lose because, well, they're very powerful. But we're fighting it. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
God knows. I am reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need her, my babies. Woke up.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
This song always just brings a big smile to my face, man. Puts me in a good mood. Makes me feel good, joy, pride. Something about the beat, the words. You know what else makes me feel real good? Big rush of dopamine. When I go to my crib, and even as I embrace and burrow through this South Florida heat, open up that door and I'm hit with that gust of cold wind.
It's hard to verbalize air conditioning.
Well, that's why, I mean, it's instead of verbalizing air conditioning, I can just literally tell you what mine runs on.
Brr. In a good way?
Gucci, man. EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. All right. They installed a new unit for me. It was 2 summers ago they did. And ever since I have been feeling good. Actually, the new unit was last summer. 2 summers ago is when I became a Gold Plan member, and I have been locked in ever since. You get 2 check-ins per year for your Gold Plan member, preventative care and repair with EDS. And these are experts. These are people that have been doing it at a high level for a while, servicing this area since 2006, keeping you cool, keeping me cool. Best thing about it is right now, EDS is offering 0% interest financing for 60 months to qualified customers. Your budget will not get in the way of you and that breezy good air, that comfort you deserve, and it should. That's what EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing is providing you. Is there a room in your home that is hotter than others? EDS is yes. Do you have trouble getting hot water when you need it most? EDS is yes. They're your trusted AC and plumbing expert, making sure your air and water are flowing properly. EDS is yes. Call today or visit edsisyes.com right now. C-Cat, feeling a little antsy, man. Feeling a little antsy. I think it's time we take a trip.
The SafeBound Get Around is brought to you by SafeBound Moving and Storage, South Florida's most trusted moving company. You're safe with SafeBound.
Woo! Feels good to be on the move. The biggest, the brightest headlines all across the globe right here on Theoretically Speaking. And where are we going first?
Next stop, we're going to Miami Gardens, Florida, just down the road. I'm going to take a stop at Hard Rock Stadium because the Dolphins have filled the gap at tight end that was left after yesterday's trade involving Jonnu Smith. They went to the retirement home. Literally, Miami traded a 6th for a 7th to the Giants in order to be able to sign Darren Waller to a 1-year, $5 million deal. The last time we talked about Darren Waller on this show, we talked about his rap career and his song about, I believe, Kelsey Plum, if I'm not mistaken. Darren Waller might be off the deep end. He might have some screws loose, but he's got 1 more year of football in him at least.
I'm going to assume that the Dolphins have vetted this out properly, and I'm never going to be mad at a man for extending his career, nor will I be mad at a franchise who is desperate at filling a hole on their roster. I just don't see a world in which this ends in flying colors. Flying helmets, maybe, but flying colors, absolutely not. Look at the locker room right now. You're bringing Darren Waller into that room that you say you're trying to build on a strong culture and switch things there in Miami. Tyreek Hill is still there, seemingly malcontent, tweeting out ominous things about whether or not it feels like he either thinks he's all alone or is sad that he is not traded out based on the way he reacted to the Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith trade. And Darren Waller, who at the very least we can say, like you said earlier, might have some screws loose, was definitely lashing out in a very weird public way, in a way in which I thought we would never hear or see from him again, is now going to be joining that locker room. And God forbid Tua doesn't give him the ball the right way on a 3rd down. God forbid Mike McDaniel calls up some play. Mike McDaniel's not the kind of coach I would expect to be trying to keep that kind of a locker room in line. I'm a little bit nervous about this whole thing right now, CK.
How about Darren Waller saying, I guess this rap career isn't working out. I guess music isn't my industry. I guess I'll fall back on my football career. Someone's stupid enough to pay me $5 million to play tight end in the NFL. I guess that's a good fallback plan.
Or desperate.
I guess so, but you see how the tight end position works. I feel like you can get a medium-level tight end in any draft. You won't get a great one in the bargain bin, but you can get a serviceable one. And it's freaking Miami Dolphins.
I know.
You have Tyreek Hill and you have Jalen Waddle.
Oh, man.
Are they still running 2 or 3 deep in the running back room?
What are the Dolphins? What's the point? Are we tanking? Are we contending? What are we doing here? Are we just filling holes? You trade off Jalen Ramsey but bring back Micah Fitzpatrick? Okay. You trade off Jonnu Smith and you go and you search up for a veteran Darren Waller. I just don't know what the point is. It seems like it's either job preservation, it's desperation. It just reeks of definitely not competence right now.
This feels like a Madden move. Both yesterday and today. You kind of get bored of Jalen Ramsey playing with him in your franchise.
Yeah.
Let's get Micah Fitzpatrick in there. And you know what? Wait, what's Darren Waller? No one's got it. I can just pick him up and just put him on my team. I'll do that with my Madden franchise. Why not?
Well, you know what? Over the past couple of years, the Dolphins stole the show in the nation by playing football like it was Madden in the first place, so maybe they're just getting back to the roots. Go Fins.
Next stop.
Los Angeles, California is where we move next because LeBron James opted into a $52 million option to remain with the Lakers through 2026 and become a free agent next summer. It'll be his 8th straight season in a Lakers uniform. I believe that's now twice as long as he was a Miami Heat.
Yeah, thanks for rubbing it in.
Do you expect LeBron to retire as a member of the Lakers?
I expect him to no longer have control over his future as long as he's in a Lakers uniform. I expect him to no longer be the most important player in the locker room as long as he's with the Lakers franchise, because that is now Luka Doncic. And for that very reason, I think there is a less than 50% chance that he actually does retire a Laker. Like, I don't think he's a guy that's going to be cool with giving up the control, giving up the sticks, especially if they don't go out and win a championship right now. The wording and the messaging he and his agent, Rich Paul, put out following him opting into that deal, CCAT, was all centered around, hey, I get it. You're building for the future. You love you some Luka Doncic. Who doesn't? My priority is to win now, and I want to protect my priorities. And him opting into that deal is doing just that, because now he has a no-trade clause. He also will be an unrestricted free agent next season. And instead of opting out and going into a 2-year deal with the Lakers, it seems like he intentfully is trying to grab some power back.
Right. This is kind of the first time we've seen this from LeBron, right?
Yeah. Yeah. First time he's opted into a player option.
Right. He normally renegotiates with the team he's at or tries to get somewhere else, right? Or
it's historic.
It's a first contract year for LeBron.
Yes. And that is absolutely just weird. And also, let's not forget his son, Bryce James. Bryce James is going to be a basketball player at Arizona next year, which means Bryce James is going to be eligible for the 2026 draft. LeBron could be looking at doing his 24th and final NBA season with Bryce and Bronny.
Is Bryce better than Bronny?
No. I don't think
man.
so. Some people say he is. He's 6'6". That's the biggest difference.
Is that short or tall in the NBA?
It's tall. Well, it's not 6'2" like Bronny is.
Okay.
6'6" is a great height for a kid that might want to get into the league with a little nepotism on the side. Like look at the Antetokounmpo brothers. Like Thanasis is like 6'9", and he's also built as hell. Like, it helps if you're a little taller. Like
you make sense on the bench. You look at him, okay, yeah, he's a player. He's a player.
If Bronny was 6'6", nobody would have an issue with him being in the league. The issue is he's 6'1", and he doesn't look like a standout player, so everybody's hating.
It looks like take your kid to work day.
Yes, but Bryce will look the part.
Okay, fair enough. He can hold his own in layup lines.
Yeah, like, oh, okay. All right. It just looks worse when you're short.
Next stop.
We're finishing the Get Around, brought to you by Safebound in Anaheim, California, because I want to break down some Mike Trout splits.
Wow.
But before we do that, this is where Jake Paul's last boxing match took place. It happened over the weekend. Jake Paul defeated Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. over the weekend. I don't know who that guy is.
That's embarrassing.
And you don't either.
Yeah.
But what I do know is this win that Jake Paul just had, YouTuber guy, brothers in the WWE, famous from Vine, Jake Paul beating Julio Cesar Chavez is significant enough to where now Jake Paul is a WBA ranked boxer. And that means he is eligible for a world title shot. He is one win away, if they schedule the fight, book the fight, accept the fight, from being a cruiserweight champion. That belt's held by Zurdo Ramirez, and Paul's now 12-1. He's won 6 in a row. That is boxing in 2025.
This is definitively going to happen, right? He's going to have a world championship bout.
Yeah.
There's no way it's not happening because it would be such a money printing machine. I've told you this before in confidence. I'll say it on the air right now. I have and will continue to boycott Jake Paul, or what's the other one? Jack Paul?
Logan.
Logan Paul. I'm not watching any more of these dudes fights. I'm not signing up for any more of these money grabs. Now they're starting to seem like they're less of money grabs and actually like real competitive fights. And to me, that's almost more embarrassing for the world of boxing. I just can't do it. The last one I watched was the Money Mayweather one, and I was like, oh my God, this is an absolute Sham.
You didn't watch Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson? You didn't?
All right. I'll admit, I popped the stream up for a second.
You had Netflix. You had Netflix, so it was an easy find. You had to buy a pay-per-view.
It wasn't nothing going on. You just popped it on, but I didn't intentfully watch it. The last one I actually went to a fight party for and was like, all right, let's check it out, was the Mayweather versus Jake. I think it was Jake, yeah. Either way, I was absolutely bored out of my mind, and I realized it was the money grab. And now these are real fights now. It's no longer money grabs. It's not a joke anymore. But that makes it more of a joke to me.
Yes, exactly. That's what makes it a joke. This YouTuber, where I thought, and I talked about this with you beforehand, and I'll tell you it again for our wonderful fans, boxing and combat sports as a whole felt like a sport that you had no other place to turn in life. In order to be successful, in order to maybe grab yourself out of poverty, to survive, is to fight your way out, to beat other people up for money. Whereas now we're seeing, if you're just rich and entertaining enough, you can jump into the world of boxing and just be really good. That's embarrassing as hell for the sport.
He got up off of his YouTube platform, joined their sport in his adult age, and now he's a fight away from becoming a world champion.
Right, because the fight began as or when I say the fight, the argument from sports talk people or just sports fans in general were like, this has got to be fixed, right? This guy's a YouTuber, and he's fighting these weird not really boxers. It was either retired boxers or it was MMA guys. Or maybe it was Nate Robinson. It was just other former athletes who just were sick and tired of Jake Paul and could sell a fight.
I'll never forgive you, Nate Robinson. Just like Rudy Gobert needs a dunk or a slam dunk, or Defensive Player of the Year award taken away. I need Nate Robinson to get one of those dunk championships taken off his mantle after that crap.
That's in the fine print with the NBA.
I was Nate Robinson.
So the fight was, these got to be fixed because it would be possible to fix these fights. But now he's beating professional boxers. It's no longer, wow, these are fixed in my eyes. It's, wow, boxing sucks. Boxing's really bad, and it's in a spot that I don't think you can recover from.
It's kind of whack. They can't let him run away with that. They got to beat his tail in the championship match. I don't think he should get that. If you're real about it, boxing, make him fight somebody else, and you got to whoop his tail. But
climb the ranks like anybody else.
If you let him get to that championship bout and he wins the belt, I'm sorry. I would have to lose respect for the industry. I just would.
Yeah, as a whole. Just in general, it's okay, now there's only one more mainstream combat sport. It is only UFC.
UFC would legitimately have the crown and throne, and it would not be able to relent it because nobody's just jumping in that.
Right, exactly.
I'd like to see you try. That was the Get Around, presented by SafeBound Moving and Storage. A lot of fun. Here is an opportunity for you to get some bread.
Whoa.
For you to get some, not bread, I guess, tickets. It's tickets. It's not bread. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
A 4-ticket giveaway to Roger Dean Chevrolet's Mega Bash at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. You know what Mega Bash is, right? The biggest 4th of July party in the area. It's going to be Palm Beach Cardinals versus the Jupiter Hammerheads. They're going to play on Thursday and Friday, July 3rd and July 4th. We're giving away a 4-pack of tickets to July 3rd. A Thursday night experience at the Dean. Hammerheads versus Cardinals. Mega Bash comes with fireworks at the end of the show. You've, of course, got the Mega Kids area with inflatables. You got some cover bands. It's going to be music, motion, action all day long at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. And I'm giving out 4 tickets for free to Mega Bash. 4 tickets. And all you got to do is call in. All you got to do is call in. Third caller, because I like the number 3, number of completion, Holy Trinity. Third caller, you get yourself 4 tickets to Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium this Thursday for Mega Bash. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Give CCAT your information. Caller number 3, you're headed to Mega Bash for free with 4 tickets. 4 tickets on Thursday night to Mega Bash, Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, right there in Jupiter. It's going to be one of the greatest parties you'll ever be to for July 4th weekend. 4 tickets right for you. 888-760-3776. We will award our winner over the break. And the happy hour is next. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Summer is heating up, and so are the St. Lucie Mets. Clover Park is the top summer destination for sports fans looking to get the most bang for their buck in July. Be there for all the excitement on the field and in the stands. The biggest and best fireworks show on the Treasure Coast is coming to Clover Park on Thursday, July 3rd. Tickets are on sale now at stluciemets.com. See you at the ballpark this summer.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Welcome to July 1st. Welcome to the happy hour. This is Theoretically Speaking. C-Cat is on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos, though you cannot see him on our YouTube stream right now, so he could be doing anything. He could be up to anything right now. Who you can see on our YouTube stream, if you're watching us on YouTube, is Tina Costanza. All right, and Tina you'll see her doing some kind of aerobics. She's stretching right now. You won't hear her doing so. Now she's turning the light on for herself so that you can see her more clearly. This is the happy hour. She's going to present to us a cocktail of the day. But before she does, I just want to run through a couple of the big headlines of sports today that we did learn of. Miles Turner and the Milwaukee Bucks have agreed to a 4-year, $107 million deal, bringing the Indiana Pacers big man to Cream City. That's what they call it.
Yes.
That's what they call it.
Threw me off guard when they had those alternate uniforms that said that.
I think it throws everybody off guard every time you see the Cream City unis. I think they should probably retire them, but I think they kind of like the little freaky innuendo they're giving out. It's kind of cool. It's fun.
You don't think they just like being titans of the cream industry? Like as a city?
I don't know. I think that there's better sayings to throw on the front of your shirt, though. You know, I'm just not all the way in.
They just don't want to be the cream team?
The cream team will be actually worse. So Cream City works. Cream City works. If it's opposed to them being the cream team, either way, Miles Turner will be joining said team, and in his stead, heading out is actually Damian Lillard, who we saw rupture his Achilles in this postseason. The Bucks are stretching and waiving Damian Lillard. That means that he is a free agent today, and the Milwaukee Bucks will have to pay him over the next 5 years about $22 million a year. The odd thing is they announced this on the same day that is Bobby Bonilla Day. The infamous or famous, would you say notorious? How would you describe?
Famous.
Famous, then, yeah.
In terms of deferred money in baseball, he is the name you think of.
He's the GOAT. What was that, 2000 or something like that? I think it was like back in the year 2000.
Oh, okay, yeah. $1.19 million until 2035.
Yes, so we're still going on Bobby Bonilla Day, 10 more years of that. And on Bobby Bonilla Day, we get a stretch and waive, which is, I think, the most historic, the most lofty stretch and waive we've had in the NBA, in modern NBA history. Damian Lillard's $117 million deal being stretched and waived, and that's to make room for Miles Turner, which I don't think moves the needle at all. Tina's here for the happy hour, though. You're all situated. Your lighting is good?
I'm good now.
All right.
At first, I thought it was a little bit too bright, so then I turned it off. And then I realized it was too dark.
Yeah.
So I need to turn it back on.
Okay.
And it's a bit difficult to get in and out of my chair because my chair, I probably have about my feet have about like a foot from the ground.
You're like Ace from Love Island, USA. Like when you hop out. Yes.
And I have to jump into my chair. And so I was like, I just got to stretch on over, find the switch to turn the light back on. So I was trying to fix that before.
It was entertaining to watch. C-Cat, why?
What?
Listen, I can stomach the Love Island talk as if something crazy happens and you reference it like a sports moment.
Okay.
But we can't act as if, like Ace from Love Island, is common knowledge and a reference that everyone watching and listening is able to gather.
I think so. She's only like 4 episodes in, and she kind of understands what I was getting.
The show is not just for you, her, and me. It's for the crowd.
A lot of people know what Love Island USA is today, and they are very familiar with this year's
But you could have said, it's like Kevin Hart, right? Someone that everyone would all agree to, and it would get the same message.
I'm just saying, this is more modern. This is today. This is current. We're talking about right now. It's just,
timely for the people that watch the show, not timely for people in general.
Everybody is not going to be able to get every reference. What do you want me to do? Just only say the things that everybody already knows so everybody can be in on the jokes?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It can't work that way. All right, you give me a reference that would work right now for everybody.
Okay.
Of Tina being like wiggling out of her chair, being a little short, being comical.
Like Jose Altuve. The one thing that everyone knows about Jose Altuve is that he's short.
That's not.
I don't even know who Ace is.
Isn't he a cheater?
All right, that's the second thing everyone knows about Jose Altuve is that he's a cheater.
Being short.
Wait, really?
What?
Isn't he a baseball cheater?
Yeah. Tina,
I mean, he just was on the Astros. They banged a couple trash cans.
And there was some other allegations after the fact. Where he's had a wire and didn't want everyone to take a shirt off.
It's not saying you don't know if he had a wire. I think he had a new tattoo.
A baseball cheater, nothing else,
Yeah, no, he's
I didn't
faithful
even
to his wife.
think that he was short.
Okay, so who are some people that you know are short in sports?
She knows who Jose Altuve is, and she didn't even think of him as short when he is a very miniature baseball player.
Okay.
He's like one of the shortest guys in the league.
All right, Tina, give me some short athletes that you can think of right now.
Short athletes.
Hold on a second. Just for our sample size purposes, C-Cat, your reference that you thought hit everybody at once did not land, despite her knowing who Jose Altuve was. But my reference landed with her.
Come on now.
Yeah.
What?
There are a lot more people.
She knows Ace and Jose Altuve, and she knew exactly what I meant.
She is just one of the people that are listening to the show right now.
That's all we got. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Who gave a better reference, Theo or C-Cat? I said Ace from Love Island, USA. Might I add, not only is it timely, it's actually accurate because it's one of the talking points on social media about him oftentimes.
And there is a picture of him on social media going around how his feet don't touch the ground.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying.
Very timely, actually.
Yes, thank you. It's a really great reference.
Yes.
Or C-Cat who says Jose Altuve. So just let us know, 888-760-3776. Call us on the Baptist Health Hotline.
Who was the point guard that was really short? Hawks or?
Spud Webb? Muggsy Bogues.
One of the two, yeah.
Muggsy Bogues.
Okay.
Muggsy would have been a good one too, but
no idea what that is.
Thank you.
Okay, who are some other short athletes?
Does it have to be
Hey,
an
what
athlete?
are you? Any horse jockey ever? Like, that would work too. Like a horse jockey.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have
It didn't land with me at all. Not that it didn't land well. I
got
don't
the
know who
context, though.
Ace is.
You got it through context.
You said Love Island. So, okay, I
Yes,
assume
I gave
Ace in Love Island is short.
Okay, so there you go.
But I have an IQ above 0. So, yes, I understood the reference in that aspect.
So what are you saying about the good people, theoretically speaking? Are they all dumb? Do I got to dumb everything down to everybody?
But it didn't enhance anything.
It did. It was between her and I, and then other Love Island USA watchers. They were like, aha, yeah, for sure.
You could have enhanced things for everyone.
I cannot enhance things for everyone.
But you could for more people than you just did.
Not how analogies
that was
and
selfish.
references work.
That was extremely selfish on your part by making a reference to a show that only you and Tina are watching.
We're not the only two watching it. It's literally the most popular show in America right now.
No,
and in the world.
I think more people watched Rays baseball last night than watched Loved Island.
Guarantee you that's wrong.
No way.
That are listening here right now.
Guarantee
I think
you,
so.
yes,
or watching. I think so.
Guarantee you, no. 888-760-3776. Call in right now. No, we got to settle this. I'm actually about to I'm getting angry. I'm getting absolutely
in terms of our
infuriated.
fans. That's what I'm talking about. We're doing our show for our fans.
Our fans included.
No, not included.
Yeah,
we're only talking to our fans.
No, I talk to everybody. You said I got to do it for everybody. And also on this show right now, between the three of us, my reference landed for our teammates.
Teammates.
More than yours did.
Teammates. 1 singular.
888-760-3776. Help me settle this. Help settle this debate here. All right. Now, CCAT, if you want to use your parameters, okay, how many, if you watched the Rays baseball game last night but did not watch Love Island USA, call in and let us know. If you did the opposite, you saw Love Island USA but did not watch Rays baseball last night, let us know. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Please let us know. And no, I am not being paid by Peacock. I just enjoy the show.
Yeah, you know what? It's very annoying because
I just enjoy the show.
My significant other is now watching Love Island.
She would get the reference too.
No, she's not watching this season. You gave her
so she started from
she's watching Love Island UK, and now my mom is watching Love Island now because she's a big fan of the show.
It's popular. It's everywhere.
Because listen,
it's not because
it's not. No, it's everywhere. You can't go on.
Would you have been watching Love Island if Theo didn't talk about it every single day on the show?
Yes, because it's everywhere on social media. I can't go on Instagram. I can't go on Facebook. I can't go on Twitter without seeing a Love Island reference.
Thank you.
I can't go anywhere.
I'm not the only one.
TikTok.
You're trying to make it seem like I'm the only bastion for this Love Island USA show.
Go outside, touch some grass, throw the ball around.
You touch some grass, damn it. You haven't watched Love Island. Everybody that's touching grass is also watching Love Island.
No,
888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Help us settle this right now. Good people, I have faith in you. Good people, I know you will do us well. And even if you disagree with me, still call in and let us know because I'd like to know where your morals and ethics stand that you were watching Rays baseball instead of the drama between Hutta, Ace, and Shelly. 888-760-3776.
The fake people. That's like a Family Guy sketch.
760-3776. Name 3 Tampa Bay Rays.
Wander Franco.
Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho.
All right.
Tampa Bay Rays.
The fans are weighing in.
Yeah, they are?
Yep.
Well, I bet you they're not on your side. Who we have here?
We have Jurgen in Jupiter who's going to join us first.
Jurgen is in Jupiter. Good people, you are now on Theoretically Speaking on the Top 5 Tuesday. What was your viewing setup last night on your TV screen?
It wasn't Love Island. I never heard of the show.
Yeah! Was it the Tampa Bay Rays, though?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, I can get a point for that as well. And what I'll tell you, Jurgen, Love Island USA is a very entertaining reality show to pass time as we don't have as many popular sports on TV today.
Theo, that's last week's copy. You need updated.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
It's not a paid partnership.
As available on Peacock. Jurgen, thank you for the call.
We also have Jalen, who's in Carolina, joining us.
Okay, Jalen is in Carolina. Jalen, you're here on Theoretically Speaking. It's a Top 5 Tuesday. I'm sure you were watching Love Island USA last night.
You know, Theo, men used to go to war, build houses with their bare hands, and, you know, do electric work and, you know, things along those lines.
They still do.
And now they sit at the house instead of watching baseball games. You know, the America's pastime, they sit at home and watch people kissing in the mouth.
Jalen, I'm there for the storylines, not the makeout sessions, dog. I'm there for the sociology of it all. It's an experiment.
It's like Skinamax. This is what you're watching.
No.
Yes, it is. This is just disgusting.
It's entertaining.
Thanks for the call, Jalen. Thanks for the call. No, thank you for the call, because what are you saying? I'm not a man just because I'm not doing electrical work? That stuff's dangerous. I don't want to
go to trade school. Get out of here. Work with your hands. Some calluses.
I picked this industry for a reason. These hands are not necessarily working hands 24/7, all right? I want to pick and choose my battles. I put up my own backsplash in my kitchen.
I got to be honest. I think Mrs. Dorsey's going to be under fire for this, too.
I pulled my weeds the other day. Just yesterday, pulled the weeds
Well,
myself.
yeah, you got to do something to recoup the respect that you lost by watching the show.
Well, she's the one that put me onto it, my wife.
It's quality time.
Sometimes there are
Quality time.
courtthis invites that are offered out there as a test to their husband. Like, he's not going to actually watch this, is he? I married a man. Like, this guy's got the correct DNA, right?
So you're saying my wife thinks less of me because I'm watching a show that she asked me to watch and I'm enjoying it?
Sometimes there are tests. Wow. You learn something new about your significant other every single day, marriage or not.
So what would
and
be
you failed the test.
What would be the opposite test that you would put on? It starts off, Tina, do you believe him in this? Have you ever tested a guy by seeing if he'll watch something with you?
No, not at all.
That's
I would have rather watched like this with them and us be able to talk about it. And
See, you think that until it's happening.
No,
and then,
it has happened, and I know.
And then he starts greeting you
together.
with a "What's the tea?" and you're like, "All right, come on now."
No, and then you get to send like funny memes and gifs like on Instagram and be like, "Oh my gosh, did you see this? Look at this spoiler!" Like, no, it's great.
And then he says stuff like, "It's giving desperate," and you're like, "All right." Ugh. If I wanted to
I love it, Theo.
date a woman, I would date a woman.
You do have
like,
to
Jesus.
tread carefully. You're right. I tread carefully. I'm smooth. Nah, and look, I have this like lavender / pink shirt on right now. I have a lavender was this Love Island induced? If I was watching the Rays game last night, I definitely wouldn't have shown up in this like pastel shirt.
Yes, we should have used this segment to talk about just questionable bullpen managing.
Yeah.
And not about situationships in Tahiti.
But you know what? It's actually Fiji.
Yeah.
So
sorry,
Fiji. Get
That's
it right.
Hand up.
Yeah, get it right. All right. Casa More and Love Island are both in Fiji, right there. And so is the Getaway Island.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not going to ask you what that is.
You don't
That's
need
giving
to.
you what you want.
Yeah, I know.
That's taking an interest.
I'm giving them breadcrumbs so that I can like give more information.
Getaway Island.
Yeah.
That's I've heard that for the first
Yes.
time in this episode. Whoa. I'm on the outside looking in. Let's Getaway Island.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Movie night's coming up. Movie night might be coming up this week, so that's gonna be exciting. All right, so no more Love Island USA talk. Can we at least do a cocktail of the day?
Of course we can.
Jeez.
You missed it yesterday, CCAT. I'm going to give a 4th of July themed cocktail the whole week.
Very patriotic of you.
Yes. Yesterday was, I forget what it was.
It was a rocket pop.
No, that wasn't what it was called
something
though.
else.
Yeah. Like
it
a
was
bomb
called
pop.
like a bomb pop. Yeah, I think
Bomb
it's supposed
pop.
to be a rocket pop, though. You know what
The
I'm
ice
saying?
cream said bomb pop on
The
it.
red, blue, and white one?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that not a rocket pop?
Bomb pop.
Bomb pop. Yeah,
Really?
bomb pop.
Yeah, bomb pop.
Bomb pop. Well, today is a whipped lemonade.
Okay, please don't tell me there's whipped pinnacle in it.
No.
Okay, good.
This is lemon-infused vodka, fresh squeezed lemon juice, a cup of cream of coconut.
Oof.
Nice.
It's a little bit of like a slushy, so you got some ice in there, and then a lemon wheel and mint for garnish.
A lemon will and mint. Okay, yeah. I just coconut. That's too much coconut for my flavor. I just can't rock.
Used to hate coconut, and it's been growing on me recently. I've been liking it.
Have you got that checked out?
No, you're funny.
Oh, okay.
I like anything that is cream of. Like cream of spinach is good. Cream of mushroom soup.
Cream of wheat?
I haven't had that one yet, so maybe I'm fraudulent by bringing up this up. But
You only had two
There's
cream
only
ofs?
two.
cream of coconut, yeah. I like it when recipes have that. Like in pina coladas, always have cream of.
Okay.
Cream of Milwaukee. How about that?
I'm glad you didn't name a flavor.
The cream team.
Oh, Tina, can you please tell us? I think this cocktail of the day is brought to us by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Yes.
Where you can get your car tuned up so you don't have to face on the cream team. You can drive the opposite direction.
Yep, that's what I'll be doing. St. Lucie Battery and Tire. Car trouble can be very annoying, from a flat tire, a dead battery. It's the worst. And I always go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire, so I don't have to worry about that. They've been around for over 50 years and are still family owned. They've got all the big tire brands, and if your battery dies, they've got one for pretty much everything. Cars, trucks, boats, RVs, and even commercial fleets. They've got the best price out the door guarantee, so you are never overpaying. 24/7 roadside emergency service. Next time your car needs something, go see St. Lucie Battery and Tire or check them out at slbt.com.
Promo code TheoD on your Peacock when you're trying to watch Love Island.
Wait, I have a question
Support
about
the
Love
show.
Island.
Love Island USA, baby.
Do they only drink wine?
All
I've been seeing is the wine glasses.
And those little chalices and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think the thing is they on reality shows like that, don't they drink in
Like Love is Blind was a big thing with the wine glasses, and they were like promoting that.
Well, because
like
also
the gold wine glass.
I think part of it was they have them drink in cups where you can't see through them, so that they don't have issues with production cuts. So there's like not like if they're showing parts of a conversation and you can tell by the drink levels,
yeah,
it will mess up the sequencing of their shots, because a lot of times they show stuff out of sequence.
I thought it was worry of liability from the show on encouraging binge drinking and getting these characters, because more entertaining if they're having the interactions while they're inebriated. Because in MTV's The Challenge, like the early seasons, they would encourage pretty heavily these reality TV stars to get really, really drunk and make really, really poor decisions that, okay, sleeping with people, it's not good if you're under the influence too heavily. But also, people got beat up, and people got beat up bad in MTV The Challenge because they were drunk as hell.
No, this, from what I was told, is more about continuity purposes. That's what Love is Blind is about. And I know that they market and now sell up what they got going, because that's just an opportunity.
Yeah.
It's a continuity thing, is from what I was told.
I got you.
Now, it's not like I'm talking to the people directly at Peacock who sent me this right here that says that if you download the app today, you get 50% off of Peacock.
Oh my gosh.
I am not, Peacock does not pay me. All right?
It's
I
just
like
really
the show.
entertaining.
It's a really good show.
Yes.
And I would not choose to be watching this show, but I am married to someone who happens to love it, and I've caught the storm. Isn't your girlfriend a wrestling fan now?
Yeah.
Was she a wrestling fan before you met her?
No.
Do you think any less of her because now she likes one of your hobbies a little bit more?
Wrestling is less gender restrictive.
I don't know. Most wrestling fans are dudes.
In your perspective?
All right. Most Love Island USA fans are girls in your perspective.
No. Peacock will give me the numbers, and I'll let you know that it's our perspective, that it's a dominated by female crowd.
It's not necessarily. Half of the people on the cast of Love Island USA are men.
No, this is like if you were saying you were watching Pretty Little Liars in 2011. This is what this would be like.
I wasn't.
No, because that's not reality TV.
Yeah, it's not.
This is reality TV.
Okay.
Social experience.
So does that make it more or less acceptable?
Like, I think Pretty Little Liars, I would guess that more females watch that.
Like Grey's Anatomy.
Yes.
But I feel like reality TV show entertainment at this type and this taste, it ranges to female.
It does market more towards females, but men who are married to or dating a woman who watch the show inevitably are going to be exposed to it, asked to watch it with them, and then also inclined to like it.
No, they're inclined to bury that deep down inside, and that makes sure no one knows they watch it. They don't broadcast it on their radio show.
I'm not a coward. It is happening right now. And what I'll say, too, is Love Island USA was very smart. People at Peacock, geniuses. Again, 50% off if you download your app today. They release it right after the NBA Finals. So after I dominate the TV for 40 days and 40 nights with the NBA playoffs, following football season, following like from August all the way through June, it's all me on TV with all of my sports every night. It then becomes very easy for me to say, okay, I'll watch the Love Island USA with you. Let's ride. It's really good.
This is such an individual case.
It's not. It's literally not an individual case.
I do not think, outside of the bubble on social media, where the Venn diagram is watch the Love Island and watch the NBA Finals, I think those barely cross over to where you have people that now watch Love Island because the NBA Finals is over.
I think you're
this is a
absolutely
Theo
wrong.
Dorsey experience and maybe 5 other people.
No, you're wrong. I'm right. You're wrong and I'm right. I'm just going to leave it at that. You're wrong and I'm right.
I can't tell you if I'm wrong about your life, but I can tell you that you're probably not right about the entirety of the world's life.
I've seen other people draw the parallels. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. And I have no way to prove it. Nobody's calling in to have my back here. You're a bunch of cowards, I'll tell you that much.
You got 2 no's, by the way.
You're a bunch of cowards. Also, Jalen never said he doesn't watch Love Island USA. All he said was that I'm not a man because I do watch it. He never said whether or not he is a real man. Still waiting to hear that.
Maybe you could become more masculine by getting more muscles, by going to a gym that Tina knows a lot about. That's at 45.
I would love to.
We got to get you back to F45.
I need to. All right, you know what? When we get off the show today, we're getting it done.
Okay, but I'll tell you this, CCAT. While I'm working out at F45, I'm having conversations about Love Island during the sets as we're switching stations and whatnot.
With who?
With my friends, with people that are also working out there.
With guys? Girls?
I was paired with a female.
Yeah.
But
That was the only
we got to get there eventually, but it was a woman. Okay.
You wanted to run across the room to a man? Like she happened to be paired with a female. Jeez.
F45. But hey, on Love Island, they also work out. Maybe they're doing some F45 workouts that they did back at home.
Yeah.
45-minute workout. You're in, you're out. You don't have to think about it. You just walk in the door. There is a trainer there to tell you what to do. There's screens that are set up that show every exercise that you've got to do. You've got a timer there, so you don't have to think about it. There's an alarm that goes up when you're done, when you have a break. 45-minute workout. You stick with it. You will see results. They've got classes early in the morning, 5:15, like I like to go to. Maybe you're more of like an 8:30 gym workout, or noon, maybe in the evening, 4, 5, 6 p.m. Classes that work for everyone. Check out F45 Palm Beach Gardens or F45 West Palm Beach. Go to their Instagram pages to see the specials that they've got going on this summer, or F45training.com to find a location near you.
Every time I go back to this Giannis Milwaukee Bucks situation, I get a little bit more concerned for what the hell is going to happen next. We're going to play the Chris Haynes sound on the other side. I just want to give you, though, quickly, the potential starting lineup for the Bucks next year. I know the East is wide open, but still, this ain't the kind of thing you want to hamstring your salary cap number over for the next 5 years. Starting point guard, Kevin Porter Jr. Starting 2 guard, Gary Trent Jr. At the 3, Kyle Kuzma. Then you got Giannis Antetokounmpo, projected starting 4, and Miles Turner, newly acquired, or at least agreed upon a deal with free agent Miles Turner, 4 years, $107 million as your center. That is your starting lineup. 3 of those dudes should be coming off the bench for you.
Man, they should have locked up Brook Lopez.
They should have locked up Brook Lopez, and but then what?
Just saying, that was the name that was glaringly absent from the starting 5 that you mentioned.
Miles Turner took that spot. And now the ghost of Damian Lillard is going to hover over their cap for the next 4 to 5 years, and it's going to make it very tough for them to build a contender. Giannis is like, before that happened, I didn't think Giannis would leave. It seemed like he was content with staying. That seems like the kind of move that would force him to want to leave, because there's no way he can contend now.
Yeah, and like the conversation about a month ago, I forgot who it was, and it's irresponsible for me to say it, but the Bucks bending to Giannis's will, or at least not bending to Giannis's will, and saying, okay, I guess we're just going to agree to disagree. You're better off somewhere else. It's like the Yankees saying, okay, Derek Jeter, it's just not going to work out for us anymore. Good luck on wherever you go next in greener pastures. No, Giannis is the Bucks. That is that organization. Proof of concept, he did bring them a championship. So they really should do everything in their power to make him happy, both monetarily and team championship building. Yes.
But well, here's what I'll say. If you are, then you need to be running every major move through him. And what we heard from Chris Haynes, that will play on the other side, lets me know that the Bucks seem to be working independently of Giannis Antetokounmpo, and that is risky behavior. You made a desperate move by stretching and waiving Lillard and going out and signing Miles Turner to a huge contract. I would have at least assumed that desperate move would have been stamped by Giannis. Apparently, it was not. We'll play that sound on the other side and react. That's CCAT. That is Tina. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's the Happy Hour sponsored by Love Island USA on Peacock on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet, home of Inter Miami, Miami Heat, and the Miami Dolphins. Catch all the action and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. Wager terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling. Call 1-888-ADMIT.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
This summer, the world's game comes to Miami. Hard Rock Stadium will host epic round of 16 matchups on Sunday, June 29th and Tuesday, July 1st. Teams will be revealed soon, but one thing's clear, you won't want to miss this. Be there when it happens. Grab your tickets now at FIFA.com/tickets. Hard Rock Stadium. The world is watching.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
We love to celebrate the 4th of July with family, friends, food, and fireworks. Who doesn't? Please be safe this Independence Day weekend and don't drink and drive. From your friends at ESPN West Palm and Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
Hey, you ready for a stress-free move? Choose Safebound Moving and Storage, Florida's #1 movers. With a solid reputation, we set the standard for excellence. Trust us for local, long-distance, commercial, or luxury moves. We offer over 200,000 square feet of secure storage. We handle everything, so you don't have to. Your possessions will be treated like our own, always in perfect condition. Visit safeboundmoving.com for a free quote. Safe with Safebound. Your move matters.
It's a Twin Peaks Tuesday. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge for eats, drinks, and scenic views. This is ESPN 106.3.
We often welcome people as a standard greeting. It's become as common as greeting another with a hello. At Baptist Health, being welcome has far deeper meaning. So welcome to the warmer side of care, where we advance innovation and treatments through research while educating the next generation of experts, all close to home. Here, the sun shines through each one of us as we stand by each one of you. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Hey, Culligan man!
What up, though? Did I hear something right there?
Hey, Culligan man!
Oh, I thought I heard that right. I just had to make sure. You know, summer is officially here. Summer is here.
Don't forget it.
And it's really here, honestly. We're July 1st. It's actually in the thick. Temperatures are rising. It's still going up, and I don't want you to be sipping on water to refresh yourself that is full of those mystery floaties, those contaminants. Yeah, just disgusting. It could also be harmful to you, too. But Culligan has water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp all summer long. You can try Culligan today for just $10 per month. Talk about your health, your hydration. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking waters that has, who knows what in it. Visit Culligan.com to schedule your free water test. Do what I did. Tim pulled up. He told me exactly what was in my water, how it could be harmful to me. And he also was able to show me what Culligan could do about it. Free water test. Check out their products, see how they can help you. Culligan.com, or just pop your head out your door and say,
Hey, Culligan man!
We had some today when I came back from a little morning walk with the wife. Some kids that were perusing the neighborhood. I think they must have been Jehovah's Witness or something like that. They were going door to door, trying to make pitches to people on something. They were dressed very sharp.
Yeah.
They saw us walking around, and then they saw us walk back into our house. And like 30 seconds after we walked in, they went to knocking on the door. I guess because they're assuming like, hey, they can't ignore us now.
Exactly.
Because they're definitely home.
There. Yeah, they're home.
We saw you. We said hi to you earlier as you were doing your walk, and we just watched you walk in your door. So they came over and gave a knock.
You're going to hear this elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Did you? Did you cut him off midway, or did you hear him out and then take the brochure and walk inside?
I
hope you ignored them.
I let him knock.
Oh, geez.
I let him knock. To be honest with you.
Oh, you let him knock? You didn't open the door.
I did not open the door.
Yeah, good.
Number one, don't follow me to my crib and knock on the door once I walk in. That's going to be a red flag. That's going to be, can't buy what you're selling when you over here stalking me like that. That's like borderline stalking. Very, very sharply dressed young men, though. like not even young men. They're like 10 and 12 years old probably doing their work. I think their moms or aunties were also in the neighborhood doing some work as well. The other side of that, though, is I had actual things to do, and on my list of to-dos before I came to work today was not like hear you out and inevitably shut you down because I already got my own thing going here. And it just was never – we're wasting everybody's time.
Yeah.
So I have
to answer the door when that happens because I have these dogs, and these dogs are nuts. They bark. I got to shut them up and get the people away from my house so I can live in my residence at peace. So I always get halfway through it, and I'm always like grabbing the collar of my dog because I got to keep them from exiting and running away. So it's always an easier.
That's easy.
It's like, listen, dude, like and I know, stop, get out of here.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Like I like to treat other human beings with respect and love, and I will address you and I will acknowledge you and all of that. I just do not. You're not selling me on anything at my door. There's not many things that you're going to come knocking at my door with where I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, for sure, man. I'm glad you came here today. Thanks for the brochure.
Now,
I'll
window
be there
washing,
on Sunday.
I always see window washers on TikTok who are like, hey, just wanted to do got a couple windows over there. Been around the neighborhood trying to pressure wash for people.
No, something like that, honestly, yeah, a service.
Okay, so there is something that you would buy.
Yeah, for sure. I'm being facetious when I say that, but I'm just not. I'm definitely.
Do they sell Girl Scout cookies door to door anymore?
No.
They're just everywhere you shop.
Girl Scouts are a little lazy these days. I ain't gonna lie. They used to get it out the mud.
And now they take cards, so you have no excuse.
They let the people come to them rather than going to the people.
Fish where the fish are. I get it.
I used to, the Boy Scouts have their own thing back in my neck of the woods in the Northeast, and it was popcorn.
Oh, okay.
No one wanted popcorn, so we always were clear second fiddle to Girl Scouts in terms of people buying things from us.
Well,
like the cheddar popcorn.
Also,
or like the
Also, you don't have the popcorn can be good. Popcorn can be good.
But you know what it is? It's not popped yet. It's microwave.
What?
So boxes of caramel corn that you got to go home and make yourself.
That sucks.
Exactly. Yeah. We were behind the 8 ball immediately. So I would go door to door and never have a successful run.
Did y'all ever change up the formula?
Not since I was there. When I quit Cub Scouts, again, I kind of some stolen valor there.
Dishonorable discharge? You were a Cub Scout, not even a Boy Scout,
exactly.
And you're claiming Boy Scout?
I did half-heartedly throw Boy Scout out there, but yeah, I was a Cub Scout. I couldn't handle it. I ditched after my lion year.
Oh, I did Girl Scouts for 1 year and I hated it. I was like, Mom, I'm not doing this.
Wow.
I didn't like it.
Couple of quitters.
Sorry.
You sold yourself short. Hey, what would the C-Cat who gave that? What was your saying? Say your saying from earlier.
Tina, I'm glad you're here.
I was confused.
You're okay, so you have heard it.
You must have not been listening very closely.
You got to listen to
it. It feels like it's Tina's fault that she was confused and not my fault.
No, the beginning part makes sense. It's what you ended it with.
Wait, should his saying be his the last call today?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Time for the last call. This last call is going to be a C-Cat saying, and it's going to be brought to you by Vitacos. Vitacos, Tina.
Yes. I've been getting my protein powder, now creatine, some hydration packets, all from Vitacos.
Nice.
Vitacos Sport Certified Marketplace is built for athletes and fitness enthusiasts who train and understand the benefits of clean supplementation and nutrition. Whether you're prepping for a triathlon or say an Ironman like Colin, grinding at the gym, or just trying to be a little more health conscious, Vitacos is your go-to for leveling up your game. Their new sports certified marketplace has over 400 performance-enhancing supplements, all certified, free of banned substances to help you level up your game. Visit Vitacos.com/sport-certified to make your purchase today, and you can use the code ESPN20 for 20% off your order.
Nice.
That's ESPN20 for 20% off to level up your game at Vitacos.
So a wise man once said on ESPN West Palm at around 2:36.
Yeah.
Okay. Just because it is what it wasn't does not mean that it can't be.
Can't be what?
There was more to it. There was more.
Can't be what it'll be, I think.
Yeah.
Do you not like it anymore?
I trimmed the fat a little bit.
Okay, all right.
I made it more digestible.
See, that's
just because it was, it wasn't. Just because it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Just because it is what it wasn't.
That's a big word for Alma.
does not mean it can't be what it will be.
All right, so can we help him with this just to make it more efficient?
Yeah, there's too much what, will, be, is, was.
I think
just because you said it better when you summarized it. Just because things are different doesn't mean
they're wrong.
They're wrong.
Just because it is not what it was, just because it isn't what it was, does not mean that it can't be what it is.
No.
You were going somewhere and then you face plant when you say the back end of it is kind of.
Yeah, the first part's I think like good.
Just
like,
because
that's
it is what it wasn't. It wasn't what it is.
Just because it isn't what it was.
Okay.
Let's start with that. Just because
the current is not what it looked like the past 10 years.
Yes. Just because it is. Oh man. Yeah. Just because it isn't what it was
does not mean.
Does not mean.
It can't be what it will be.
Why not? Does not mean it can't be enjoyable.
No,
ew. Nah.
Gross.
Good.
Does
not mean it can't be
fixed.
No. What? Nothing's broken. How dare you?
It sounds broken.
Just because it isn't what it was,
right,
doesn't mean it can't be
what it is.
But it already is what it is. It is what it is.
Exactly.
That's
just
not
because it
saying
isn't what it
anything.
was. Just because it isn't what it was, this current thing is not what it was.
That doesn't work.
But I acknowledge that there are differences between what it is and what it was. But just because that there are differences between what it was and what it is does not mean that it can't be what it will be.
That doesn't. So that's where you're losing me because it is always going to be what it will be. It will be what it will be.
No,
everything is everything.
The current will be what it will be.
Yes. That doesn't say it. You're not saying anything.
Do you want to change the current?
All you have to do is just say it will be what it is.
I've got people that are driving their car right now, nodding their head, thinking that's what I thought.
That's not. Nobody's
and finally, someone put it into words.
Just because it isn't what it was doesn't mean it will. See?
No.
Go in love, go in peace, go in joy. Maybe Russo and Rizzo can help y'all out next.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to